Today I'm making pumpkin beer. This is my very first homebrew. So I went to our local homebrew store and the guy was able to help me build a recipe. So I'll show you everything that I got. I have my recipe, he wrote it out for me. I got some caps for when it comes time to bottle. I got dried malt extract. I got a packet of yeast. Some pelleted hops. A mixture of 3 different grains that he crushed for me. And the grain bag to steep the grains in. I also got a couple cans of pumpkin. This is just plain 100% pure pumpkin. And for the spices, I'm using cinnamon, ginger, allspice, and nutmeg. The first thing I'm going to do is start to heat up 2.5 gallons of water. While the water's heating, I'm going to roast my pumpkin. So I'm just going to spread the canned pumpkin onto this baking sheet and spread it into a nice thin layer and roast it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes until it starts to caramelize. While I'm waiting for the water to heat and the pumpkin to roast, I'm going to go ahead and get my grains and my hops ready. I'm just going to put them in some mesh bags, and I'm basically making a big tea bag for the grains and for the hops. That way I can steep them in the hot water and easily remove them from the brew pot once I'm done. So I just took the pumpkin out of the oven, and you can see how it's a little bit brown around the edges. And I'm just going to let this cool for a couple minutes while my water comes to 150 degrees. Once the water hits 150 degrees, I'm going to add the pumpkin. And the grain bag, and let it steep for about 45 minutes. After it's steeped for 45 minutes, I remove the grain bag and let it drain. I remove the pot from the heat and I'm going to slowly stir in the dried malt extract. So I've added all of the dried malt extract. I put it back on the stove. I'm going to bring it back to a boil, and I'm going to put my hops in now. Once the wort comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for 60 minutes. In the last 15 minutes of the boil, I'm going to add the spices. At the end of the 60-minute boil, I went to remove the hops bag, and my hops bag came completely open, but that's not a big deal. Then I moved the pot to a sink full of ice water to start to chill it down. The cooled wort goes into the fermenting bucket. Then top off with enough water to make it a full 5 gallons. In order to calculate the alcohol content of the final product, I need to measure and record the specific gravity of the wort. Next, I pitch the yeast. Then seal it up and wait. Just checking on the beer. It's day 11. It looks good. We're gonna let it go just a little bit longer. I'm going to start by taking my final gravity reading so I can calculate my alcohol content. Next I'm going to dissolve the priming sugar in some hot water. And then I'm going to start to siphon the beer from the fermenting bucket into the bottling bucket. While the beer is transferring, I'm going to add the priming sugar. This provides extra sugar for the yeast so that it can carbonate in the bottles. I washed the bottles in the dishwasher and now I just need to sanitize them with this contraption. It sprays acid sanitizer up into the bottles to clean all of the surfaces. Then I need to fill each bottle with the beer from the bottling bucket using this bottling wand. This is a really cool contraption that allows you to fill the bottles from the bottom. Then I need to cap each bottle. And now they just need to bottle condition for another week or so until they're ready to drink. Here's my finished product. I'm really excited about my first homebrew. I'm going to be making more for sure, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.